Hello, and welcome to the stream with the absolutely incomprehensible opening bit. Unless you have been watching the last few streams in order, if you've checked the VODs in order, then you'll know that the last few streams have involved people being crushed by rocks, and so in an attempt to dissuade that, I've gone all in. You see. So I'm trying to convince life itself that I'm hip and with the times and that I can totally make a good joke. And then life's going to be like, well, shit, this isn't funny anymore. She ruined it. Pack it in, boys. We can't do rock crushing anymore, says life. Anyway, so, stream time. Last week, I finished up Ghost Trick. Lovely game. And as I said on the stream, I'm glad it's a well-contained game. I'm glad it's not longer or shorter. It was the perfect amount of itself. But man, now there's just a ghost trick shaped hole in my heart. But that we don't have to worry about that because this week I've decided to play Metroid Fusion because recently there was that Nintendo Direct over E3 times where they showed that Metroid Dread's a thing. They just styled on Metroid Prime 4 by being like, hey, you know how that game was announced a while ago? Well, guess what? We're still not showing anything from it. Anyway, here's footage from a better Metroid game. It's Metroid Dread. It's the sequel to Metroid Fusion you've all been waiting for. Because Fusion, of course, is the best Metroid game. And so now we're getting a sequel to that. So that's cool. I'm actually pretty excited for that. Like, surprisingly so. Because I'm not, like, the biggest Metroid fan or anything like that, but, again, I love Fusion. Metroid Fusion is very good. So yeah, in an attempt to not embarrass myself playing Final Fantasy Tactics yet, apparently I can't even say it, I'm just going to be so bad at that game. Just gonna have a nice time playing some Metroid Fusion. Oh, wait, hold on a sec. That's a holdover. Let me see. Let's just go to properties. We don't need that. We don't need the mouse cursor. You've been useful in the past, mouse cursor, and I thank you for your service. However, you don't need to be there anymore. It's fine, mouse cursor. So anyway, in case you need to know what the tone of this game is going to be, the intro sets it very well, I would say. We don't get any information here, it's just Samus flying along a ship. Yep, asteroids do seem pretty bad, but Samus is a competent pilot, she wouldn't just fly into those. And she died! Anyway, yes, Metroid Fusion. If you bother watching the intro, you just see Samus fucking crash. It's a very good start, because you don't know what the fuck that's about until you watch the actual intro of the game, the story intro. Real quick, then I'm going to press start, and then I think I'm going to lower the volume a bit. Looks like it's pretty loud. Probably like, I'm going to say... I'll do the 21 or 20.8. Fine, whatever, OBS. Sure, I'll accept that. Anyway, let's get started. So we've got a cutscene at the start, and this is basically going to be the longest cutscene in the game. Nothing will ever really come even close to the length of this one. They just get all of the story out of the way, rather, not a way. Also a bit of information, SR388 is the planet from Metroid 2. It is also one of the few planets that Samus Aran has not blown to smithereens. However, it seems that after her exploits in Metroid 2, or maybe they were always there, there's something else on the planet. Again, I've not quite played the official Metroid 2 remake. I still need to get around to doing that. So I could be wrong. Maybe they added some references to this organism, which they'll now name the parasitic organism known as X. So yeah, I don't know if there are any references to X in the remake of 2. Actually, I don't remember if there are any references to X in the fan remake either. It's been years since that came out. I remember a lot of the set pieces, because a lot of the set pieces were cool as hell. But, yeah. Don't remember if... I know there were logs in the game, but I don't remember if there would be anything like that. Also, asteroids are space rocks, so technically speaking, this game is continuing the streak. God damn it! Why is this a theme? It's fine. Rolling Stone won't be in the next 7th Stand User episode, so there won't be a rock-based threat there. It's fine. So anyway, a lot of this intro is Samus's no good, terrible day. Because not only did she get infected by this X thing, they also multiplied while in her. So yeah, Samus gets super fucked up because her body is getting corrupted by the X, and also it kind of fuses with her suit as well. Yeah. They just had to surgically remove her power suit. And it didn't help either. This is just the worst day for Samus. Don't worry, Samus. Here's a glow stick. Rave to your heart's content. That will remove the X. Vaccine Metroid. Oh, that's cool. It's cool and good. Hey, so, one of the reasons the X aren't a large, threat in Metroid 2 is the fact that Metroids hunt X. So the vaccine they created does very well to eliminate them. Because, yeah, I guess just Metroid cells just make X shrink until they disappear. But yeah, since Metroid 2 is all about hunting the Metroids on their home planets, obviously then the X aren't going to be there because it's just Metroid Central. But whoops, you did end up killing just all of the Metroids, save one, which you took away anyway, so then the X were like, free buffet, excellent. Ah yes, finally, our mortal enemies have been destroyed. Time to eat the planet, boys. Anyway, here's Samus's cooler looking suit. At the very least, I do like the color scheme. And just, in general, how strange it looks as a power suit. Mainly because, like, again, most of her armor had to be destroyed, and then she got Metroid vaccine injected into her. Thus the name Metroid Fusion. So yeah, Samus is part Metroid now. I wonder if that means anything else, she said, knowing full well it does mean something else. It absolutely means something else. I also love how in this intro Samus is just like, yeah, they gave me a talking computer. It fucking sucks. I hate this guy. So anyway, you know, if you ever needed proof that not everything needs a prequel, here's Samus describing that this is the second time she's had to take orders. There is, of course, a game dedicated to showing the first person she had to take orders from, and everybody hates that one. They really did not need to make a prequel. That's the thing. I'm all excited about Metroid Dread, which seems to be taking a lot of elements, you know, just in tone, at least, from Metroid Fusion. Again, from what I can tell. Don't know for sure, because we've only gotten a trailer, but it seems like it's taking a lot of notes from Metroid Fusion. I love this Metroid Fusion sequel. Don't particularly like the prequel. It's got problems. Okay, I'm just gonna... I'm gonna speed up his text, because, man, by default it's very slow. Investigate. Yeah, so this computer is very blunt. Yeah, so, obviously, we've had our excuses to why we lose all our items in this game, and it's because most of them had to be surgically removed, because, God, Samus's day was just awful. It just really sucked. Which, you know, actually makes sense as an excuse to not have the items from Super Metroid. It makes complete sense why that is the case, unlike, say, Metroid Prime, where Samus just gets electrocuted and hits a wall. Which is just kind of dumb. They're like, okay, we want to start the game with Samus being at full power. Oh shoot, what should we do to take it away, though? I don't know, just bash Samus against a wall. Oh right, I wanted to check to see if... No, there is no text speed, unfortunately. I'll have to do that manually. Oh well. Such is my duty. Well, at the very least, nothing can take away Samus's ability to flip. She can still do that. It's not a screw attack, sure, but, you know, it's a flip. She just does somersaults. That's the only way Samus ever jumps. Alright, now if I remember correctly, probably going to be checking the map a fair bit. I don't think the game will let us go up at all. Because if we try to, this door is a level door we can access. As you can see from the top right corner there on the map, colored doors are locked. We saw down there that there was a red door that we couldn't access at all. Gray doors are neutral. They can technically be opened usually no matter what. However, they have to be glowing. As it stands now, this door is locked, and of course, these are level 2, so we do not get these for a while. Actually, easy way to remember the order of the door locks is it just goes from cool to hot, blue to red. Makes some kind of sense. Alright, anyway, we do have to go by the navigation room, and... yeah... I did say the start of the game has the longest cutscene, but there are several points at which the computer really wants to talk to us. Biosigns are confirmed. That being said, I do really love the intro to this. We haven't seen any enemies yet. And now we're getting actual music. And it's creepy. Everything's also getting darker. And we can see this is probably where the explosion happened, or at least part of it anyway. And then we have the enemy from the intro. He's very easy. However, as we can see from the X here, unlike the intro, where Samus was almost killed by an X, she will actually absorb them now. There are two varieties of X that you will usually see. There are yellow X, which give you back energy, and green X, which give us back nothing at the moment, so we're not going to see them for a little bit. Not too long, though. You can probably guess what it might be we're looking for, considering, you know, there's only so much in Samus's arsenal that needs restocking. This is unfortunate news. So yes, the X-parasites have already gotten to work, infecting other creatures. And of course, the setup for this game and why we're seeing enemies that I think were in Metroid 2. I'm pretty sure that guy was a Metroid 2 enemy. Again, have not really thought of Metroid in a while, so I don't recall every detail. And of course, I've not played much of original Metroid 2, and I've played the fan remake once, so my memory on that game isn't great, but I'm pretty sure they're just a whole lot of SR388 enemies. And we're gonna see them again, but they're not actually the real creatures, it's X. They're copying them. Yeah, so anyway, X are kind of terrifying, in that if you get infected by them, they just multiply in you until you die, and then they look like you. the X, like, colony that is in your body just decide, alright, we're gonna look like that person now. Yep, so here's where the game mentions that Metroids are the main predators of the X. Whoops, maybe we shouldn't have done a genocide. Turns out that's a bad thing. Who would have guessed? We're actually going to mention some of the other things. It has changed your cellular makeup. You'll never be infected by X again. So that's good. Yeah, we can just outright absorb them and gain their power. Just a note, though, X who do not get picked up might just reform into maybe the same enemy it was mimicking before, or alternatively, a bunch of X can actually combine into stronger enemies. Are Metroid sentient? Well, yes, but you're probably thinking of sapient, which is, you know, human thought. Metroids aren't that smart. They're just very good hunters. This is also a neat thing. You may also restore latent abilities this way. By that, he does mean absorbing X's is how we get power-ups in this game. So that's pretty neat. This station is home to many species, some violent ones. In fact, most of them are violent. Oh yeah, let's keep X out of the breeding environments. I'm sure we'll definitely be able to do that in time. I mean, X's aren't, you know, the main enemies of the game or anything, so I'm sure we'll just kill them all in the breeding environment. Though we can't go to the breeding environment yet because there's a big biosign in that region. I really doubt that. You're only at 10% battle capacity. Oh no. Computer who hasn't yet been named. Are you really into power levels? Is that your thing? Alright, so yeah, he's released the lock on level 0 hatches. That's the gray ones. Which also means this computer has the power to lock them as well. So that's something to keep in mind. So yeah, let's shoot this door. Which allows us to first kill an enemy, and access our first save points. You'll definitely want to save. I'm actually going to save state just in case. I don't know why I have no files. Maybe I just deleted them at some point or something, but just in case I have a similar problem to what I had for Mario vs. Donkey Kong, I would just like to save state. Anyway, there was no point in going up back there just because, oh god, goo monster. Just because, you know, those are green hatches, can't do anything about that. Also, purple goo down there, if I remember correctly. No? I thought X's would come back in and just respawn those enemies. Oh, can't get down there, oh well. Also, yeah, here's a dead human, which I think these enemies are supposed to be the dead humans, but like the X's just fucked them up real bad. Oh, I wanted to show off that you would get back in the little goop pile, little jiggle goop right here, but no, you just absorbed yourself. Congratulations, you absorbed yourself. Also, I'm taking so many breaks. I'm never gonna get Samus in a bikini at this point. Oh no. It's gonna be Samus in a padded winter outfit for me. Anyway, here's a thing we can't break. So, yeah. I'm just gonna move on. Oh, you're not going to let me. Okay. Again, first cutscene is long, but there are still frequent little things. This is important though because, hey, HQ is giving us downloadable weapon data. Well, that's nice. You wouldn't download a missiles. Alright, so anyway, yes, as always, we have missiles. Because missiles are very helpful when you want to do a lot of damage. But of course they do have limited capacity, so when we do get them, we'll have to watch out for how many we have. Let's see. Well, I could go down that way, but let's not. I'm not even going to bother showing the blockade there. There's no need. Ah, and we have the elevator, which means it should be time for our first... Yep. First elevator cutscene, which is just Samus monologuing to herself. So first off, here's where we learn that Samus is named this computer Adam. Of course, if you've played or seen Metroid Other M, you know Adam Malkovich. You probably don't like him, because most people don't. Again, not a very popular game, and certainly not a popular character. I mean, some people like Metroid Other M. Does Adam have any fucking fans at all? Alright, yeah, let's not bother showing off the bottom rooms yet. No points. Alright, oh, I should also point out on the map, just as an important thing to note, there's that green square down there. So, in this game, there is the main map. Rooms you haven't visited will be grayed out. Rooms you have visited are pink. The green rooms are secret areas, because this station has a lot of secrets in it. And you know Samus, if there's a secret to be found, she will find it. No matter what the people on this station actually want anybody to see, she will find things. Not like all of them in this instance, because this is just a casual stream and not a proper LP. But, you know. Oh wait, I wanted to show off the fact that we can't really get to the top room, I don't think. Oh, that's not important anyway. Alright, what do you gotta say? You can't just go ahead to the next room, which you should, because this is all Adam has to say. And there we go! We've downloaded missiles. So yeah, if you hold the R button and fire instead of doing the beam, you fire a missile. Again, much stronger than... Well, that's concerning. And now the creepy music sets in. God, I love the atmosphere of this game. It's so good. I love that they do this. It's just, hey, you enter the space station, it takes a while for you to see one enemy, and the build-up to that single enemy is so good for what is just a thing you will shoot a couple times and be done with. And then, you know, you go and you get the missiles, and you're like, ah, cool, missiles. I am now at 20% power level. Adam thinks that I can beat, I don't know, who's fucking weak in Dragon Ball? Is it Raditz? Can we beat Raditz? Is that it? Is that the extent of our abilities now? We have missiles so we can beat Raditz. But yeah, just the moment you get missiles, everything just shuts down. So we need to get that to that area over here. I hope your missiles work. If not, well... Also, yeah, that's cute. The special type of X-Parasite we have to take to recharge missiles are green, and it's highlighted in green, so, you know, as long as you're not colorblind, you can tell what that is. You can probably get the hint. Missiles are your only hope. If you're doing a no-missile run, fuck you. You definitely can't do a beam-only run. What are you talking about? Alright, anyway, so, cannot get up there with our jump at the moment, and even if we could, there's a red door up there, so that is strictly off-limits. So yeah, recharge room will recharge missiles and health, so that's nice. And then we can save. Now, thankfully, all this stuff is functioning even with a power outage, so it's not like you're locked out of recharging or saving, which is good. It would suck if that were the case, given it is so early on. But, yeah, if we try to use the elevator, all we can do is crouch. Can't jump down the elevator shaft either. So, what are we supposed to do, you might be asking? Well, if you hadn't checked out this spot over here, this is where you need to go. Of course, this paltry little beam won't do anything to destroy the vent cover, but one missile will do the job. And now we are actually in a green area, so just so you know, green areas aren't strictly only for, like, special rooms with, like, health pickups or whatever have you. There are just plenty of sections in the game where you traverse into a green area. Basically, the point of this is, A, so that, you know, you don't necessarily know where you're going just by looking at the map at certain points. You know, you kind of have to feel it out as you go. And also, I just think it's a really cool idea, because it means that we're not taking the beaten path. You know, there's a way you're supposed to be going through this space station. Samus is not taking that path. She will frequently break into places she's not technically supposed to be in. Now, I think there's something... Is there something we can get here? Let's see, usually shooting stuff will reveal hidden areas. Oh, there we go. It was the corner. You never expect the corner. So anyway, yeah, we're already at 20 missile capacity, which is pretty cool. I'm glad that, as long as you explore at least a little bit, you'll just immediately know, or you'll just immediately have an extra 10 missiles to work with. It's a good idea. Also, there's no reason not to save constantly, so save constantly. Just do it, come on. Ah, and here we have the Super Metroid boss doors. If they're missing their pupils, just jump because they're trying to attack you. Like, that was bad timing. Thankfully, though, when you kill the boss door, it'll drop a red X, which is just a very solid recharge. It will give you a lot of health and a lot of missiles back, so even if you get hit a couple of times, it's fine. We also get an extra energy tank, which is just another 99 HP. You can see up there in the corner we've got a little pip next to our energy. If we run out of our 99 energy from the numerical value, then we will lose that pip. It'll just go gray for the time being. Until you heal anyway. And so, we have our first boss. I don't remember if this is a thing that appeared in the original Metroid 2, and this is a reference to that, or the Metroid remake added this guy as a boss as an homage to Metroid Fusion. Anyway, this guy will try to knock you off the walls, so when he charges, make sure to jump off, especially once he starts spitting fire. Oh boy, once he starts insulting you, huh? Okay, so we also have an X-Core. This one's just going to try to ram you, and yeah, you can't defeat it with your normal beam, you have to use missiles, which is why it drops a whole lot of missile X's in case you run out of those. But the X-Core is destroyed easily enough, and when you absorb it, we got the Morph Ball back. See, because the boss could actually, like, roll up into its shell and ram the wall, that means the X was mimicking our Morph Ball, more or less, so by absorbing that X, we get the Morph Ball. I love that so much. I love how the bosses and their abilities coincide with what you actually get from them. It's so cool. It's such a good idea. Like, God, the X are a great villain because they are just an invasive species that is horrifying, but also gameplay-wise, just the implications of them is fantastic. Or are fantastic. That was a plural. I know how words work. I went to school to know that. Anyway. Oh. I forgot. Those guys can charge ya. Those are not relevant enemies for very long, so I don't remember their patterns super well. Then again, who knows if I'll remember the, you know, more prominent enemies that well. Couldn't say, couldn't say. And we have a free recharge room. So we had to destroy a missile thing in order to recharge our weapons. But, like, it's fine, because that missile barrier, whatever it is, whatever that thing is supposed to be, like, it's gone forever now. So we don't need to worry about it. So, let's see, I believe by this point, we should be able to find a secret passage with the old Morph Ball. I don't remember where, though. Oh, also, if you're wondering how I'm doing this, you hold the L button. And yeah, you can aim upwards or downwards with the missiles, of course. It would be pretty bad if you couldn't do that. By the way, this move is very important. You're gonna want to aim like this sometimes. So let's see. No, I don't think... Actually, no, it might be this way. Actually, it might be a little farther ahead. Actually, I don't remember. Nope. Okay, so yeah, there's nothing... Well, there's probably something that way. In fact, actually no, I'm positive there's something that way. But we won't be able to get to it for a while, so... no real reason to focus on that. Yeah, the thing I'm thinking of must be after we talk to Adam again. Because, of course, we beat a boss. He's gonna have things to say. And the music cuts out. God, I love that this game just keeps undercutting your victories. You get the missiles, there's a power outage. You beat your first boss, you walk back to Navigation Room with that nice triumphant music that plays in that area, and then Adam just has bad news, and yep, they have infected the breeding environment, so surprise, there are going to be a lot of X's. So yeah, Sector 1 on this ship just simulates the ecosystem of the planet it surrounds, or orbits rather. It does not surround the planet. That would be a lot of satellites. But yeah, considering they keep taking samples from the planet, it only makes sense that they just have a breeding environment on the ship. However, considering how dangerous some of these creatures are, I don't think it's, like, the wisest decision. I mean, I'm sure by default only the non-murder beasts were allowed in the breeding environments. Yeah, somebody's just going and sabotaging everything. Is it the deleter? Is it the deleter again? Oh god, why did they just name it the deleter? What a dumb name. Oh, you don't even need Morph Ball for it. Anyway, hey, look who it is! It's Ridley. Anyway, the Sub-Zero environment will kill you, so appreciate Ridley while you can, and then get the heck out of there. Alright, I must have been getting that passage and this passage mixed up, because this is what you need Morph Ball for. And what do you know? It's another missile tank. I should really try to use missiles a lot, like outside of bosses. There's really no reason not to. You can get so many missiles, like, recharged from defeating enemies, so like, as long as you don't go too crazy with it, you can probably just spam it a little bit, you know, recharge for a bit, and then you're probably good. Alright, so let's just go to what is essentially the main hub of the game. As you can see down there, there are just several elevators, and they're just all helpfully labeled, so we have 6 areas to choose from down there, though as I'm sure you can guess, we can really only access one area for now. Can't even look at the other ones. I mean, it only makes sense, it's a Metroidvania game, it's a Metroid game. You know, even when the environments are bunched up together, you can't just walk into wherever you feel like. That would be ridiculous. Anyway, this rules. You can't even go to the first real area without the game just kicking your shins. Here's a jump scare. Yeah, so remember how Samus's suit got infected? Because it has, like, because it has, biotic qualities. Or biotic? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, remember how Samus's suit was infected? Guess what? The Varia suit's walking around now. And, if your first Metroid game is Metroid Fusion, that's probably already a little intimidating. If you do know the games, however, you might have noticed, Samus's suit does still have, the fucking, screw attack on it, and it also had super missiles. Isn't that delightful? Thankfully, though, it did not seem to want to follow us down here, and instead just blew up the door pointlessly. Well, I mean, I guess there's a point in its intimidation, but, you know. Honestly, it is hard to flex on Samus. She's, you know, very calm. So, of course, first we're going to download the map of the area. And then Adam's going to give us a bit of a report on what just happened. The main elevator to the access shaft was damaged, which means you can't return to that beginning area for a little while. So make sure you get all of the items you can possibly get at this point. Otherwise, yeah, you won't be able to go back and get them. Some unknown agent is at work. Something very powerful. Certainly not human. I'll report when I know more. Anyway, see you later, Samus. Have fun. Alright, now we can speed this up. Alright, so yes, the X are making it very steamy in this environment, and that's helping them reproduce a lot. So we've got 5 atmospheric stabilizers to find, and the map doesn't point out where they are at all, but don't you worry, this is a pretty linear area for a Metroid game, so you're probably not going to miss anything. The game directs you very well. So this is, though, kind of what some people don't like about Fusion, is the fact that, like, there are a whole lot of points in the game where you're kind of guided through an area, you know, rather than it necessarily being just one big map that has different maps connected. Yeah, it's very clearly marked, designated areas that you have to go through, you know, very clear levels, but I honestly don't mind that. Like, I feel like most good Metroidvania games really aren't, like, that mazy or, like, backtracky. Like, most of the Metroidvania games I like, at least, are, you know, you have the maps that are connected, and you have bits and pieces of them with, like, distinct areas that you can't go through, or, like, you know, distinct markers of that. You'll see just, like, a very clear thing that you will remember when you find the thing that can go through it, but then, like, when you actually find where you need to go, it is more or less just a straightforward level with offshoots, and that is Metroid Fusion. There are plenty of areas to explore, and there are plenty of items to find. It's just, you know, the course of the main story is usually pretty clear, except when it isn't. Like I've said before, there are those green portions of the map. Those don't tell you where to go, and sometimes the just hidden areas are actually, well, pretty well hidden. It's not always easy to find your way through a given area. And I think that's a good thing. Honestly, yeah, I'm a-okay with a slightly more linear Metroidvania. Though that being said, though, there are a couple problems with the map of this game, and that more has to do with story progress. Like, if I remember correctly, there are several, like, points of no return. Like, you just get to a certain area in the game, and then you're just kind of locked out of the rest. So there's a very narrow window of time where you can actually collect items and, like, go back to places you haven't been. Except sometimes it's, like... Okay, so, from what I remember, that window is very small, and also you might not even realize there is a window of opportunity to go to old areas and find stuff, and that's kind of bad. That is really not an ideal thing. Feels a little bit unfair. Like, if you don't care about 100%, I think there's just generally enough stuff in the game where you can miss items and still be fine, kind of. I don't know, it's just bad that it locks you out of stuff. But we don't have to worry about that for a while. Wow, I do not remember which direction to take. Actually, I think I'm gonna take a loop around. If I remember correctly, that's what happens. You just take a big ol' loop around the area. Alright, so anyway, that wall is very clearly cracked. It's a little tricky to get into, though, because at the moment, Morph Ball cannot jump. But you can mid-air Morph Ball. Oh no, oh, I don't think I'm going to be doing this secret right now. I am so bad at Metroid wall climbing, and this is the first instance of it. Oh god, oh no. I am so bad at wall climbing in Metroid, and thankfully it has never been a required technique you need, except in Super Metroid, where if you find the tutorial for wall jumping, it actually traps you in the tutorial for wall jumping until you learn to fucking wall jump. Which is a little rude, especially for me. Thankfully, it's an optional area, so basically you can just go in, realize you suck at it, and reload your save, and never have to go in there ever. Oh god. I hate every time I get more than one wall jump, because it's like, oh dang, am I actually learning it? No. Oh god, like, this is just not a comfortable motion for me. There's just a point where I can't not fuck up. See, half the time I get it too early, and then the other time, or the other half of the time, I get it too late. Yeah, I don't want to take all stream doing this, but like, dang it. Surely if I can do it once, I can do it more than once, right? No. Again, you can come back here way later, and there's a solution to this that doesn't require you learning Metroid wall jumping. I'll admit it, I'm a scrub. I like Mega Man X wall climbing, where you just jump against the same wall. And it's very easy, and it doesn't make your hand hurts. Oh, criminy, this sucks. Oh, I hate this. Okay, a few more attempts and then I'll move on. See, at least if I only fuck up after one attempt, it's like, okay. Like, obviously, I can get the first one by luck, but then I get the second one, I'm like, maybe the dream will come true. I think there is actually, like, a frame in the animation you have to be looking out for in order to do it. Like, I think Samus actually has to be, like, in a certain position in the somersault for it to work, which, you know, is a timing thing overall. It's easier to figure out, like, the seconds it takes for you to reach that point in her animation than actually looking at her spinning around. Oh god. I can't wait for the Metroid Fusion LP where it'll look like I do this in one go, but it will probably have taken me like 20 minutes to get it right. And 20 minutes is being generous. dang it! Like, again, I just start thinking like, oh, do I have it? Do I just need to wait a moment? No. I'm waiting too many moments now. I said a few more attempts, but like, I keep going. Ah, dang it. Every time I'm like, this must be it. I've got it, and then no. I still cannot Metroid wall jump for shit. Okay, no, I'm done. I'm done. I'm not gonna do that. Well, we'll probably never get whatever that is. I probably won't ever bother coming back for it, but oh well. Hopefully it's nothing too good. It's probably an energy tank. Oh, but as you can see, I was wrong. This is the end of the loop. I actually did have to go back the other way. Well, now I know that. I'm just gonna avoid you. I'm just gonna run headfirst into you. So let's see. Oh, hey! It's our good old buddy, the Space Pirate. Just kidding, we hate these guys. So yeah, not even the Space Pirates are immune to X. Though, really, that shouldn't be a surprise. The Space Pirates are, you know, one of the main forces that Samus has to face, but also they kinda suck ass. I mean, look, they can be threatening when they need to be, but if there's anybody in the galaxy who needs to be owned, it'll be the Space Pirates. The Space Pirates will fuck something up to show you that the other thing is the real deal. The Space Pirates really are just the jobber villains. They're here to either be very good at their job or very bad at their job. Either way, they'll do it so well. Nothing. To this day, of course, one of the things I do like about Metroid Prime is that one pirate log where they try to replicate Samus's technology, or the Chozo suit technology. Their attempts at the morph ball end as disastrously as you would think. I still just find that funny. Prime, from what I remember, is kind of like the game where the Space Pirates are just both. Like, they're both the jobbers and the main threats. They got a job to the Omega Metroid Prime. But, you know, they're also the enemies you face for most of the game. Also, you can tell this is the spawn point because there are guys hopping around in the background. However, now they're, I guess, sleeping? So new ones won't jump in when they're infected by X. I thought there was something down there. Apparently not. Also, yeah, considering these guys aren't a threat until an X comes in and just overlaps with them, I guess that means most creatures are just almost instantaneously destroyed by the X. Which, dang. I don't know why we thought we could stop their breeding when they can just immediately invade hosts like this. Like, that's some rapid multiplication there, guys. We're not stopping this. Ain't no stopping this train we're on. Or X, as it were. Alright, I do want to go in here. Got an item. Oh, and if it wasn't obvious, an O on the map means there's an item in a given room. Once that turns into a dot, the item itself has been obtained, though sometimes the devs are jerks and they put, like, another secret room behind a room with an item in it. It's very rude, but hey, you know, they want you to check every corner, so check every corner. Oh, only need one missile to destroy them. So I don't know if anybody's ever complained about, like, the weapon refill, or just, like, the fact that you can restock with X's in this game. I feel like that's something gamers would complain about, but hopefully that's not the case, because honestly, recharging in this game is very useful, and I feel like a lot of things do so much damage that, like, the amount that X's normally recover on you, like, that is just not enough to actually keep up with you losing a lot of health. Like, if you can kill enough enemies, then yeah, you can offset you getting your ass kicked, but if you're having a bad time, you're going to stay having a bad time. It's really not going to change just because a few enemies give you tiny health drops, but on the other hand, you get a lot of missile pickups because you need to use missiles a lot in this game. Like, how many enemies have we seen so far that can only be killed with a missile? Of course, later on in the game we'll get better, you know, basic weapons, but for the time being, we really need missiles, and we do not have a big missile tank. We've got, what, 35 at the moment? Yeah, 35. So yeah, just not a lot of missiles, so it makes sense, especially early on, for the game to just have actual pickups. Oh, whoops, that was dumb. Uh-oh. Yeah, this guy's a little trickier to dodge because you have to climb in order to dodge him. Though, to be fair, there's no guy getting in my way this time. So I don't know, this actually seems a little easier. There we go. All stocked up and ready for a much more simple boss, but it does have a pretty cool start. Hey look, it's the old Chazot statues! They preserved one of those. Well, let's get an item. Just kidding, that was an X-Core. This one shoots you. There are a couple of different kinds of X-Cores. We didn't have to fight any other boss before fighting this guy, but he's still pretty dangerous considering he just kind of hovers towards you and shoots, so if you were not prepared to get shot at by an X after the first X-Core you fought, that can take you by surprise. Other than that, sticking around the bottom of this area isn't the best idea. You saw why, I got hit for it, so yeah, well, it's not the best idea to stay down here. You get a little more dodge room up there. But anyway, we get the charge beam ability back. Because, of course, that was the X-Core that shoots you. We get a better gun now. I hope you're prepared to hear this sound a lot. Now that we have the charge beam back, I'm going to be using it almost all the time. I feel like that's the strategy of most people, because why wouldn't you? There we go. That takes care of that. Alright, so yeah, with the charge beam we have a little more power. Though, of course, some things still need to be destroyed by missiles. As you saw back there, that wall requires the missile to destroy. You do get a vague hint that it's here, considering there's the climbable bit on this spot. And there's really no other reason for it other than to just shoot this, but there is actually a way to uncover destroyable blocks and show what they can be destroyed by. It'll be a little while before we get that, but for the time being, we can just guess, and that is good enough. Or you could look up a walkthrough. I'm not going to, because again, this is a casual run. I do not expect to be getting 100%. Anyway, we can now destroy this thing with a charge beam. Don't need missiles for that. Nope. Got attacked by that. Alright, and now we can get through here. However, just be warned, this right here is actually a one-way door for the time being. We cannot get past that barrier anymore. We saw one of these on a lower floor. That was basically there because, like, if you'll remember, there was that section with, like, the water area, and there wasn't immediately a clear way to progress. That was basically just there to prevent you from thinking you need to backtrack to progress, and instead just check out the room and what you can destroy in it, which, you know, that's a good idea, because I feel like if you didn't immediately find the area you had to go to, you might very well double back. And that would just be a waste of your time. Anyway, speaking of wastes of time, why am I considering trying this again? No, really, me, why are you doing this? You've already lost the muscle memory for this. Why are you doing this again? Oh god, I keep getting so close is the problem. If I couldn't wall jump at all, that would be one thing, but like, man, I am improving, kind of. Like, every 6th attempt is slightly better than the last. You know, I'm gonna call that the 7th one, so I don't have to say 6th again. I have mentioned the problems I have saying that word. I would instead prefer to say 7th. 7th is easier. Look, I'm just saying, the letters X, T, and H were not meant to come one after the other. They were not meant to be together. They're fine alone, but they should be split apart in class, otherwise they will interrupt everyone, and nobody wants that. Okay, yep. And a 1, and a no, and a 1, and a no. Right now, there's a speedrunner who is just... They have 2 wolves inside themselves. One of which says, "Oh god, I hate watching this." The other is laughing in speedrunner. Neither wolf is in control. Okay. Alright. Nope. Damn it. Oh, just 1, and nope, and 1, and... It's always the 4th one. I can't wait for this to not be worth it at all. I do wonder why I keep doing this, knowing full well I'm bad at it and I don't need to be doing this. And then I remember sunk cost fallacy exists, and it's like, yeah, no, conceptually, when you've put time into something, it sucks having to put it down. Oh no, 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 no! Oh, I grabbed the ledge, god damn. I thought that was another wall jump, I'm dumb! Oh, fuck. Oh no. Again, this is never required in a Metroid game, and it's good that it's never required in a Metroid game, because, boy, is it not friendly to do at all. Like, Mario wall jumping is easier than this, and Mario wall jumping, at least in the N64 games, can be a little finicky. You know, playing Mario 64 DS, I always preferred Luigi, who could just do a backflip to basically do any of Mario's wall jumping sections. Ah, dang it. Well, on the bright side, if I ever do that again, I will realize that I can just grab the ledge. That's a thing that can happen. It's a thing that helps a lot. And, you know, it's a kindness that I rejected, foolishly. As if I did that on purpose, like, no, I'm gonna wall jump all the way up here. I am very confident in my ability to wall jump. So I'm going to hoist my own petard and screw up that jump on purpose. I don't need a ledge grab, that's for wimps. Okay. Oh boy. I will have to stop this soon because my hands will be in pain if I keep trying for this. Also, that was just a missile upgrade, wasn't it? Why am I doing this for a missile upgrade? I know I'm never going to be back here again, so whatever's here I'm just going to ignore forever, but like, why am I doing this for a missile upgrade? I think I need to do an intervention against myself right now. Hey self, what the fuck? No, like, stop doing this. You don't have anything to prove. Technically speaking, you did successfully do that. You don't need an extra 5 missiles. There's no reason to do this. You know this. You know what? Yeah, no, intervention successful. That was just missiles. I don't care. Technically speaking, I was successful. I just threw that success in the trash. However, if you have an apple, you have the apple. Even if you end up throwing it away, you did possess it at one point. You can say you did grasp an apple that very afternoon. Doesn't make it any less true. Therefore, I did successfully do that, even if I did botch directly afterwards. Alright, so yeah, you do need to backtrack through here, but at the same time, you do get the charge beam, so you can kill things a bit easier. Alright, well then, I think we finally have a good footing. You know, Samus has taken control of the situation, she's got her charge beam back, nothing can possibly stop her now that she has powered up. Nothing is going to break her style, nothing is going to slow her down. Oh no, she's gonna keep on moving. Alright, what's the good news, Adam? You good news giver, the you. Alright, atmospheric stabilizers online. But it's too late. Sector 2, Tro, the tropical habitat. How nice. Alright, well, Adam said we're gonna put an end to this, so I'm sure we'll do that. Let's defeat the X threat once and for all. In Sector 2 out of 6. I can only foresee good things happening here. Ah, another elevator scene. I do really like these. Like, yeah, we're getting more things that happened in Other M, and, you know, this is actually, like, kind of an interesting dialogue here, but of course in Other M it's just bad. Like, God. The relationship between Samus and Adam seems so much more interesting when described in this game, and it's just so poorly executed in Other M. But yeah, just... this is just really good dialogue. I'll just leave it at that. Like, we'll ignore Other M being bad for now. I'm sure it'll come up again, but... yeah, I like how she just describes the trust she had with Adam here, and then just, you know, continues wondering, like, hey, can I trust this computer that I have named Adam, like, ironically, even though I hate this computer? But anyway, as I was saying before, being distracted by Other M and Other M being bad, I really like Samus's personality in this game. Like, I'm sure people would have preferred Super Metroid where there's absolutely nothing, like, dialogue-wise, because to be fair, there is actually, like, value in Samus's, like, or the lack of dialogue in that game. Like, I feel... I guess it's almost deliberate in Super Metroid, because obviously it's an SNES game. Minimal or no dialogue in an SNES game isn't unusual, but for Metroid it just makes sense. You know, Samus is a bounty hunter and she works alone, and she really doesn't have anything to talk about. She doesn't talk to people on most of her adventures. But at the same time, I do really like the elevator sequences because I just really like contemplative Samus. Like, it works so well for her character. You know, credit where credit is due. Hey, cool in Super Metroid. She's just going through the whole game. You know, she doesn't say anything. She doesn't take any time to just monologue or anything like that. She just does the job. Yeah, maybe the player can roleplay Samus in your head, but, you know, nothing the game's gonna do will, add dialogue. Oh, I have to stop talking about that for a moment because we have an important cutscene. Adam's learned the identity of the mystery saboteur. It's the manipulator. Oh no. It's crossing over. And then we get that fucking horror sting. It's an X mimicking you. I have named it the SAX, and we get the jump scare again, but like slower and in grayscale. So yeah, now we know exactly what we're up against. It is a monster that is just using all of our previous tools, one of which is actually very dangerous for Samus. Now you might be thinking, oh, literally all of them, because again, screw attack, super missiles, the Varia suit had it all. Oh, and of course power bombs, that's also pretty bad. But to be fair, power bombs don't really do damage. They reveal a lot of stuff in open passageways, but if you want to do damage with something, you gotta go with missiles. So yeah, basically, the Varia suit is the thing that caused this whole disaster. Just the X in Samus's suit blew a hole in its encasement and freed all the X. And now it's a pretty big target. Yeah, it's a pretty big threat. Sax is an enemy to be feared. So Samus, Sax is mimicking you at full power. Do you know what that means? It's like if Goku at the end of Dragon Ball Z or to fight Goku at the beginning of Dragon Ball. The beginning of Dragon Ball, Goku would never stand a chance. Do you think that Pilaf fighting Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku, do you think he could beat that? No, he couldn't. Pilaf wouldn't stand a chance. He'd be obliterated in a second. That's you and Sax. Just SAX is on the another level entirely. Alright, so this is what I was getting at before. So, Samus is vulnerable to cold environments because of the Metroid vaccine. If you've not played previous Metroid games, the weakness of the Metroids is the ice beam. Metroids are weak to ice. So yes, now Samus is weak to ice, and guess who still has the ice beam? That's right, Sax. Oh, and that's also important to note. Not only does the ice beam hurt a ton if you get hit by it, you just get straight up frozen, like a Metroid. Now the hunter has become the hunted. Of course, Sax is armed with the ice beam. I mean, maybe we could convince them to use the wave beam instead? I think those are mutually exclusive, right? At least they were in Metroid 2. I remember one of the big problems with original Metroid 2 is that it was very much based around the fact that you couldn't use like all of your good beams at the same time. Anyway, yeah, if you see Sax, just run. Now, good news for the faint of heart. Sax is not an active stalker in this game. Like, you are not just randomly going to see Varia suit Samus just enter the scene and kill you entirely. But that doesn't mean Sax isn't something you have to worry about. Oh, and another cool thing. We've got this initial map of the tropical region, right? However, we need to find the level 1 security lock to unlock level 1 doors. However, it's a security room. They don't want just anybody without clearance entering it. So you actually have to find a secret passage in order to access the thing that unlocks doors. So, A, that means you need to explore like your usual Metroid game in order to find the way forward. And again, this just goes back to what I said before. I just really like the concept of the green rooms. You have to bypass security with just, I guess, an emergency secret passage. Alright, well, I've still got half an hour left, so we'll see if we run into Sax on the way. I do have to wonder if Metroid Dread's gonna have an active stalker, or if it'll work like Sax does in this game. Nothing in the preview footage really indicated if or when it appears. Oh, cannot get to that yet, so I won't even bother, and now it's a little hard to exit the room. But yeah, just Emily, the killer robot that appears in the trailer, is a stalker character who will kill you if she catches you, it would seem. At the very least, that's what it seemed like in the trailer. Also, if you're wondering, we do know the name of that robot. It's Emmy, but like an acronym, EMMI, because, of course, there are amiibo for the game. Because why wouldn't there be? And the robot already has an amiibo. Because again, why wouldn't it? Amiibo apparently just make a lot of money. From scalpers, if nothing else, so... Can't say I'm surprised. So yeah, here's the download room. Oh, that's right, yeah, no. It targets the thing we have to find. It doesn't target the, room we need to go to, though. Like, not only is the passage to it not marked on the map, but, yeah, the game won't even put it on the, target list. But yeah, anyway, I'm glad there's going to be another stalker character in Metroid who I can just give a dumb name to by way of shortening their actual name. You know, just EMMI shortens to Emmy. It's Emmy the Robot, who I also call Emily. Alright, so we've got another blue door. Oh, you're gonna crawl in the wrong place at the wrong time. Wasn't a problem for me. Anyway, though, the security room is actually pretty easy to find this time around. I mean, it is the first, so it makes sense. And there we go! Now we can open blue hatches. Like so. I'm pretty sure we come through there at some point, but that is a hole in the ceiling, so it only makes sense that that's, not where we can go to now. That does look like the end of an area, doesn't it, rather than the beginning. Oh, hey, flyer. I forget, can these guys fall on you? I feel like they can. Alright, and easy enough. Now that we can access blue hatches, we can immediately get bombs. So, while we can mid-air morph ball, we now have a way to jump. So yeah. It's a very tiny hop, but for now we at least have a way to progress. And oh, that was an explosion. And you know what explosions mean? That's right, that door is just fucking dead. Once again, the SAX impedes our progress. Curse them, curse them. So yeah, now we can also get through here with bombs. Also, am I incorrect in remembering that, like, in most Metroid games you only get 3 bombs? Because, like, I'm gonna pick up these missiles, and then... we get 4 bombs here. I feel like it was only 3 in Super Metroid. Ah well, doesn't matter. So yeah, we can't get through there because... we came very close to encountering Sax. Like, if we had been a couple seconds later coming in, or a couple seconds, or earlier coming in... No, I was right. Earlier coming in, later coming out. Earlier coming out. God, I can't words, apparently. Anyway, yeah. We would have encountered Sax. Not really, of course, that's just a set event, but, you know. Once again, I love the setup of this game, where... now we know that Sax is actively hunting Samus. And so we just barely avoided an early encounter with them. God, this is such a good... like, Metroid Fusion isn't exactly a horror game, but man, it has many of the qualities of a horror game, and just, God, its sense of tone is amazing. I adore it endlessly. But anyway, yeah, now, we just came here for bombs. However, now we have a whole nother thing we need to do, because Sax has inconvenienced us. So, we have to take the scenic route now. Ah, dang it. Oh well, probably no big deal anyway. But yeah, so once again, like, this game does give you a map and also is relatively linear, but there are plenty of points in this game where they just stop holding your hand and just say, alright, fucking figure out where you need to go. We're not gonna tell ya. Oh, also I forgot to mention, the bombs are the items that can reveal, like, block types, so if there is a thing that needs to be destroyed by a missile and you hit it with a bomb, it'll basically just dissolve that block into a block with a missile on it, indicating what you need to shoot it with. So yeah, bombs are handy for uncovering secrets. However, the ball currently can't jump, so keep that in mind. It's really not a big deal, though. Like, stuff like what happened there isn't gonna happen too often. Oop. Okay. Nothing there. Oh, one thing that is a little bit of a shame, though, is there's no spider ball in this game, unlike most Metroid games. Well, I wouldn't say most. Kind of 50-50, isn't it? Well, no, I think Metroid Prime would upset that balance, wouldn't it? Because I think the Prime series has Spider Ball. But anyway, yeah, the reason being is Spider Ball would actually break the hell out of this game and would not otherwise be very useful, so it's just not here. Again, bit of a shame, because Spider Ball can be fun. Again, if you're not familiar with the Metroid games, Spider Ball is basically just you attach to a wall when you're in Morph Ball form, so that you can kind of just, like, climb around. Like, I could go up this wall here if I had Spider Ball. Anyway, here's a fake floor. Oh no, it's a monster house. With a blue version of those enemies. Yeah, these guys are a lot tougher, and also, when you start hitting them a lot, they speed up, so be careful of that. And they don't even give a very good reward for defeating them, so really, it's better you just skip that. There's nothing really worthwhile in it for you. Unless, of course, there is, like, a hidden item there. And if there is a hidden item, then I missed it. Oh well. Now, if I remember correctly, I once saw an LP that got, like, confused on this part, and the person thought they had to backtrack at this point, which makes sense, because nothing about this looks like you should be able to get past it. However, there is a solution. Yeah, you can bomb the floor and that creates a pillar, and there's no real indication that that happens, other than just the fact that you have the bombs now. So you can use those, but, like, why would you know to do that? You wouldn't. So yeah, that is probably one of the worst bits of this game. Which, hey, if that's the worst one, like, that means the rest of the game's pretty good. It's just, God, they did not mark that area well at all. It's a little bit misleading. Anyway, give me one sec. Sorry about that. I have only had alcohol since starting the stream. Which, you know, means that I'm at the point where I realize, oh yeah, I need water. Alright, beer does not hydrate you. Let's see, this looks like an area where a thing is. However, there's no thing here. I feel like this is where I'm... Oh, wait, no, this isn't where I need to go. Oh, I recognize this area. I recognize this area, alright. Alright, that won't be the way forward, or this won't be the way forward, rather. Alright, we can't get up there, and unfortunately this is water, so we cannot move around well at all. There is very clearly an item up there, though. We just can't get it yet. That'll have to be a later thing. Huh, that's just an open door. I don't trust that. Alright, gotta remember those guys shoot spikes, and also have a decent amount of HP. So, be very careful of them. Yep, I want that. Oh, I have trapped myself here, though. Well, that was a foolish mistake on my part. I mean, I guess I could wall jump out, but Instead, I will continue on with the consequences of my actions. So let's see. I don't believe I can... Yeah, no. Can't get up here. Because we have a completely new symbol on these blocks. Don't have that yet. Okay. Now, if I remember correctly, this is just a save room. Then what's over here? Okay, these are just blocks you can shoot normally. Now this is the way forward. Oh no, I'm making progress. Curses, I've accidentally remembered the map too much, and now I've made progress. Can't have that. Now, if I remember correctly, there's something right here? No, I must be misremembering. Yep. Okay. Must be something else then. There is, however, a free E-tank here. Thank you. And now we're at 3. You know, this might seem like a lot of HP to have, but trust me, these 3 pips can disappear very quickly if you play badly. Things in this game do start doing a lot of damage and require you to either have more HP or just not get hits. If I wanted to not die, I would simply not get hits. And another blue enemy. I don't even think this one's worth it, is it? Oh, nope, it does have a red X, so actually, yes, do destroy that. Because... Oh, wait, no, there is a boss door. Oh, that's right. Oh, no, now... Okay, now, I remember how this goes. This actually isn't progress. Curses. Layer upon layer of not remembering the map. However, you probably got a pretty good hint of where you actually need to go, because there was a spot on the ceiling we could get through. So, knowing that, if we go into this room, Or at least I'm pretty sure. Was it in that room? That's right, yeah, because that's right, yeah, this is this tile set. That's her hint, it's gotta be the correct tile set. Eventually I remembered. Alley-oop, and nope. Sometimes the door just does not want to die, which is understandable, but, you know, I don't care about its opinion, it's a door. Alright, boss number 3. Don't worry, it's not just an X-core this time, it's this weird plankton. I do love the boss theme here. Oop. Yeah, once it jumps like that, it'll start to float down, and that's your best opportunity to hit it. Beforehand, it'll kind of just jump around you. You just wait. Oop. And that's me missing completely. And a 1. And a 2. There we go. So yeah, you'll know you've done progress when it starts to explode. And also, this boss gets a little easier as it goes. I mean, technically it gets harder, but I feel like speeding up the battle does actually make it a little easier. For me, anyway. Because once more of it dies, it just does not get the air control it had. It cannot float as easily, so... Let's see. There we go. Now it's just gonna do a whole lot of fast hops instead of jumping around you. Oop, and it'll run into you. So yeah, this means that it'll get to the point where you can shoot it quicker. It's just... yeah, you have to watch out because it's way faster. Oh, that's right, yeah, no, you can't even destroy this thing with a charged beam. X-cores are very powerful. However, this one is the one that does not shoot you. All it does is try to ram you. Bam. And we're done! So yes, we get 2 abilities, both of them jump-based. High jump and jump ball. So yeah, now Samus's default jump is higher, and you can jump while in morph ball form. And also, you have to do a wall jump to get to the corner of the room. But there's a ledge up there, so it's actually probably better that you don't wall jump and reveal that, because there isn't an item immediately on that ledge, so I will probably not remember to come back here because of that. Usually that would be your hint that you should come back later on, with an even better jump than the high jump. Oh, right. There's nothing there. Now, if I remember correctly, this is the point at which something kind of neat happens. But first, a save. Alright, there we go. Okay, so, remember the caterpillar enemies? You know, these guys right here. They seem to have petrified. That's strange. So they no longer act as enemies, however, they are obstructions because they are solid objects. Now let's see, where have we not gone yet? I mean, technically speaking, I haven't gone to the top of this room, but couldn't do that even without the high jump. High jump's not gonna help there. Whoops. So we have a whole lot less enemies to deal with now that they've suddenly been petrified, but yeah, it's weird. They just, stopped for some reason. That being said, though, that's not particularly important right now. What is important is Sax destroyed another door. Rude. And, I'm just gonna save state right here for a reason. Because as you might have noticed, these blocks right here look a little different. We can blow these up. So I'm gonna do this wrong. So if you do this, you're going to die. Yeah, just immediately killed. I had to show what happens when you try to fight Sax, but here especially, you're going to die if you do something like that. But you might have noticed, this area is not structured for you to actually encounter Sax, which is why there's no way to escape if you go down there. So yeah, either you lose this encounter or you don't. As long as you do nothing, you're fine. However, God, that is such a memorable intro. I feel like anybody who's played this game remembers this part, and this room in particular, because of that SAX sequence, because that's the first time Sax and Samus are in the same room. And it's definitely intimidating to see that your first go-around. So yeah, even though there was nothing to that segment, it is just, like, it's so simply done, but it's well done. Again, you have to work in order to die there. But, like, it's set up so all you can do is watch as Sax leaves the room, and you just get that really intimidating music that accompanies Sax when you haven't been noticed. But of course then there's also the chase theme, which you're not going to hear much of in that first room because you'll probably be killed before you hear a lot of it. Anyway, already we've got a slight change to the caterpillar whatevers that were there before but then petrified. They're now doing this. They're still just platforms at the moment. But now they're just kind of shaking and shimmying, and they look very eerie. I do not like that look for them. Alright, so let's see what's in here. Oh, I didn't miss anything. Yeah, no, I'd need more stuff to make use of any of that. So, the reason you can't get through here normally is... Actually, I think... You could... I don't think you could make it here with a wall jump. Like, you could probably make it to... Actually, no, I don't think you could make it to that platform either, with a wall jump. So yeah, basically, the reason we couldn't go up in this direction before, even if I was good at wall jumps, is these guys right here were not there before. Well, they were there before, but they were enemies that you couldn't stand on. But now they're handy little platforms that I can fall off of. Because I'm trying to style on the game. I can do one wall jump. I'm going to work with that. But now this guy is just blocking the passageway, which is rude. Bit of a shame that bomb jumping isn't particularly useful in this game. Because in Super Metroid, I remember, you were stuck with... pardon me. You were stuck with bomb jump for a while in that game. Before they finally gave you the, ball jump. But yeah, in Fusion, they just give that to you immediately. Like, that and the better normal jump. Like, I'm less than 2 hours into the game, and I already have that. Which, of course, means there is not a lot we can break with a higher jump. Well, technically speaking. I'm sure if you are very good and knowledgeable with this game, there's probably a bunch of points you can just break now that you have the better jump. But that ain't me, so... eh. I don't trust like that. And here we are. So, as you can see, we still can't quite reach that area right there. Nah, not quite. Okay, so yeah, can't quite get up there yet. But maybe one day the day will come where we can do that. Also, what's over here that I missed? There we go. Knew there had to be something. Alright, got more missiles. Now at 55, that's a good number. Alright. I'll believe that there's nothing else in here for now. Again, I do not trust like that. I know this game definitely has segments where there are things hidden in already secret rooms, so it's only a matter of time before I unveil something. Anyway, we don't know what's going on with those worms, but before we go, it would be a good idea to... yeah, shoot this guy first and foremost. Oh, and yeah, that X was flashing, so I couldn't have done anything about it. Anyway, yeah, we can use our new jump height to get this missile tank that we couldn't get before. And that's a completely new symbol. We'll have to figure out what that means later. And then take a lot of damage from these weird pillars. I don't think there's anything else in particular I can get. Well, no, there is that thing down there, the circle. I think that's the room with the water in it, right? That you have to high jump up to the ladder to get. So I could have gotten that, but... oh, that's right. Saxon captured. Get the fuck out of there. Alright, so I think that's gonna do it for today, though. So, we started the game and got through 2 sectors plus sort of the central area. Got a whole lot of new abilities. And we encountered Sax for the first time. And in a parallel dimension, Samus just, for some reason, decided to run straight into danger and die immediately. That Samus failed so that Samus Prime can live. But anyway, I guess that's the end of the stream, so I'll do plugs after I take a drink of water. Don't know why Samus is looking at me so intensely. Quit doing that. So, let's see. If you enjoyed Metroid Fusion, I'll be streaming this again next week, same time, 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Tuesday will be Hades, 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern. And then Thursday is going to be JoJo's Bizarre Adventure 7th Stand User, 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time. If you want to watch my LPs or catch up on VODs, I've got the VODs on... or I've got both those things on my YouTube channel, Fefner Masamune. Mondays, Roll-Chan 6 comes out. Wednesday is Sonic Advance, and Friday is Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga. A thing I was plugging on for Fridays, but I don't have to anymore because it's technically done, is Stay in Your Lane, a Serial Experiments Lane podcast. That's on Locomasi's channel. It's done, so you can just listen to that in its entirety. And maybe also watch Lane at the same time? You might not want to watch through all of it at once, though. It's very intense. But yeah, that actually just finished up this last Friday, I believe. I think that was the last episode. And then, of course, on Wednesdays, about 8:30 or 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, on twitch.tv/Battleisk, I play tabletop games with my friends. We're playing Lancer, as usual. And, yeah, no, we should be playing this week still. We'll probably either be taking a break or playing something different the following weeks, though, because one of us is going to be out. More on that later, I guess. But anyway, that's plugs, I think. I don't think I have anything else to say, so, yeah. I think that'll do it for this session. Metroid Fusion. It's still the best Metroid game. Man. I keep saying I love the tone of this game, but I have, like, no active fear of Fusion anymore because I've played it so much. It's still really well done, I won't say that it's not, but I'm mostly just having a chill time playing this. It is a lot more calming to me than maybe intended. I think I'm supposed to be a little more afraid than I am. But you know, I'm having a good time in a different way, and that's a-okay. See y'all later.